Sonia, I'm interested in learning more about Narconon. I've seen the group documentary and some news reports about destructive cults that use things like the Alcoholics Anonymous curriculum and severely distort them to control people, take their money, and abuse them. Is it similar with Scientology and Narconon, or is it just the purification rundown scam? Thanks for raising awareness about Scientology and other destructive groups. All right, Sonia, thank you for this question. Narconon is pure Scientology. It has been secularized, which means they've sort of removed some of the Scientology-specific jargon and the organizational titling and some of the other stuff that gets into Hubbard's, sort of Scientology-specific stuff. But it's still the techniques, the methods, the commands, the processes, all pure Scientology. So it doesn't draw from AA or other programs. It doesn't have to. It's drawing from its own core of awful, which is Scientology. And the Narconon program is Scientology's expression of how they think people need to be treated in order to be gotten off of, high control drug or harmful, chemicals and stuff like that. They're totally wrong. I mean, it doesn't, it helps in about the same percentage of people that every other rehab facility sort of helps with. And I have to be honest, I think for the most part, a lot of those percentages are basically chance percentages. I mean, I'm not saying the entire rehab, industry is just full of shit, but they are kind of full of more shit than they are not in many, many ways, especially here in the United States. So, there is not a whole lot of standardized, rigorously studied, really hard science on how to deal with addiction. And addiction is something that people are still figuring out in so many ways. Nature, nurture, society versus personal responsibility. There's a lot of layers to this very, very deep and important problem. So Scientology is only bringing its shallow nonsense to it in order to make more money by saying, hey, it's real simple. If you're on drugs, it's because you have some emotional problem or a problem you're trying to solve. We're going to sort that out with auditing. But first, you need to purify your body, cleanse it of all the harmful toxins. And that's the purification sweat out sauna program, which is just total horseshit. But that's the first step, followed by a battery of processes you're going to do called the objectives, where we're going to sort of slam you in the present time and get you in the here and now so you can think with what's happening around you right now and you can see the environment, what it's all about. And then we're going to give you training on what this is all about. We're going to make you sit in a chair and confront other people and actually look at them in the eye and talk to them and listen to them and deal with them. And then we're going to have you do these other drills where you're going to walk people's bodies around. Your body's going to get walked around. You're going to learn how to control other people. You're going to learn how to be controlled so that you can improve your ability to control yourself. And then we're going to do these other trainings, these other classes in Scientology so you'd understand some grammar and some ethics and some morals and some, you have a good base and foundation for ethical decisions in your life. And then we're going to set you loose in the big wide world again and call you a done deal, and you'll be off the drugs and everything will be great. And if that program worked any better than any other rehab program works, then we would know about it by now, because there have been studies, there has been research, there's been a lot of work done on this. And instead, Narconon is down to something like 10 facilities in the entire United States now. They have had criminal prosecution. There have been deaths. This has been exposed. Scientology's drug rehab program is a complete joke. It is destructive. It is harmful. It does not get the job done. And while I described to you a series of steps that ideally would produce this product of a person who is detoxified and in present time and able to deal with his life, that's not what Scientology actually produces. That's just what they say they're producing. Narconon facilities have been shown to be rife with drugs. They're staffed by people who have done the program themselves and then reverted back to drugs. And so, these facilities can become little drug emporiums. And these are not problems unique to Scientology's drug rehab. Drug rehab is a tough industry to work in. It is a thankless job in many ways, and Scientology is not leading the charge in how to deal with this. So that's my off the cuff criticism and analysis of Narconon, and I hope it helps clarify that situation there and your question, Sonia. So thanks for asking.